Hello, this is Rick Powers from Western Technical College. Lesson number 11, Probability Introduction. This topic is often seen to be the place where statistics departs from regular math. The study of probability could also be described as an exercise in humility, because we have to deal with the fact that as human beings, we don't actually know what's going to happen in the future. Now, it may be there's no such thing as random chance, that everything is somehow predetermined. Some people believe everything in life is just a big chemical reaction. Others believe that God has a plan that includes everything. Others believe in karma or fate. As it turns out, none of these ideas will actually allow us to truly predict the future, since either processes are just too complicated for us to figure out, or else God has decided to not tell us everything about future events. So whatever your viewpoint, you still need to be humble about your human limitations. So what is probability? It's the study of things that might occur or might not occur. It requires us to live in the truth about research, science, and ourselves, that we can learn and make predictions while also being aware of our tendency to make mistakes and aware of our inability to have absolute certainty. Some definitions. Experiment. Any process that can be repeated in which the results are uncertain. Sample space. The collection of all possible results or outcomes. Event. Any collection of outcomes. An event could have just one outcome or multiple outcomes. An example. Rolling a standard six-sided die. This experiment has a sample space as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One event could be rolling a 5. Another event could be rolling an even number, which would be 2, 4, 6. Here then is the mathematical formula for probability. Probability equals the number of items in a specific set divided by the total number of items. The notation for probability is commonly written in this form: P of E, where E is a label for the event. This is not multiplication of P and E. It's a number, the probability of the event E occurring. If you've studied functions, it's the function P of E. Here's another way to write the formula where N indicates the number of items. P of E equals N of E divided by N of S. As an example, what's the probability of getting an even number on a standard die? Probability of an even number equals 3 out of 6, which equals 1/2. Also, the probability of getting a 5 is 1 out of 6, approximately 0.1667, approximately 17%. Probability can be expressed as a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. What's the probability of getting a number when rolling a die? Probability of a number is 6 out of 6, which equals 1, or 100%. What's the probability of getting a smiley face when rolling a die? Probability of a smiley is 0, unless someone sneaks into your house and paints smiley faces on your dice. Therefore, probabilities are always between 0 and 1, inclusive. We also consider events with probability less than 5% to be unusual, and events with probabilities above 95% are expected to occur. However, we must always bear in mind that very low or very high probabilities are always based on assumptions, and we still need to allow for our human limitations, even if the numbers indicate always or never. And we can often find enough certainty to go a certain direction, even without 100% every time. There are three general types of probability: classical or theoretical, empirical or observed, subjective or experiential. Classical probability is defined to be treating every outcome as having an equal chance. We generally consider rolling a die, flipping a coin, or drawing a raffle ticket as examples. Though it's possible to practice flipping a coin in order to get a specified result. For empirical probability, we use the mathematical formula. Probability equals number of items in a specific set divided by the total number of items. We determine a specific category of success for the specific set. Example, a classroom with 20 students. The teacher asked, how many of you watched the political debate last night? 2 people raised their hands. Probability that someone watched the debate is 2 divided by 20 is 10%. If we choose a student at random, the probability of choosing a debate watcher is 10%. Subjective or experiential probability is based on our experiences. We all base our decisions on what has happened to us previously, which may or may not work, but it's important for us to recognize how our decisions are made. Hopefully, we can adjust our subjective ideas based on observed or theoretical concepts. At the same time, both observed and theoretical probabilities are based on assumptions that are not always true. The human element in setting up our research and making initial assumptions should make us cautious about any conclusions that are the result of human effort. In other words, cautious about everything. That's the end of lesson 11.